No, men, can you, no, Frank, you're
This is before my time now.
You're a garçon there, and
Well,
Thomas a garçon.
the one with the blue cap, second from the left, is Mrs. Kilkelly, Paddy Kilkelly's mother.
Now, Nora texted me there one day to tell me that that's who she was. I thought she was, you know. Now, that lady there is Breed Winkle, who used to live over in the Dungura, you know, the old ruined house.
Yeah.
That's Breed Winkle. I'm nearly certain that that's her.
Would she be an aunt of Martin Winkle?
I'd say she was some relative of Martin's. I don't know if she was his aunt. She probably was his aunt.
Okay.
Now, who's that? I don't know her, even though I know her face.
I know the face the same way now, but I can't put the name on her.
And that's old Mrs. Tennian.
Oh, yeah.
Of Tom Tennian's mother.
Tom, whatever,
wouldn't you? Yeah. And that, I think, is Mrs. Dealey.
This is Dealey. I know she lived up that road anyway.
Yeah, Mrs. Dealey. That'd be Michael Dealey's mother.
Yeah, I'd say that's right. Now, because I remember she was...
Yeah. And then...
she was the sister of the three old Linan lads in Ballyclare, wasn't she? I think that...
Is that right?
Is that who she was?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
But that woman there now, I used to know her really well, but I can't put a name on her. I just don't know. But I'm nearly sure that's Breed Winkle.
From mouth on her, it's kind of
yeah. From Dungura. So we'd have to let that one go. If anybody knows who she is, give us a name and we'll put it on her. And there we had that one already. Yeah, we did that, and we did that, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
We did that. Now.
That's, on the left is Kieran Martin, and next to him is that Mrs. Picker?
It is. That's Mrs. Picker.
And Mrs. Fahey in Krishua.
That's Mrs. Fahey, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
That's Father Callan, isn't it?
Yeah. Father Callan,
and the nun.
One of the nuns, and that's Mrs. Dealey again.
Dealey, yeah.
Who's that there now? I can't. I know her face, but I can't put a name on her. And the ladies at the back, we can't really see. And that was in Seamount as well, Thomas. That was for this Christmas party.
That might have been a Christmas party, but it was in Seamount.
Right.
Because they have other occasions as well from time to time.
And the older nun is?
I don't know her.
I remember she used to come down to Conneely. She was a friend of someone.
Was she?
She used to visit Conley's anyway.
All right.
Who did we say this woman is?
Mrs. Dealey, I'd say. Mrs. Dealey, Michael's mother. She was the woman we saw in the previous photograph there. But I just can't place the woman beside her. The lady with the hat. I don't know who she's... Mrs. Picker looks
well.
Looks
very like Jack Peter Burke. Kind of.
Well, as I said, now she might be a neighbour of Mrs. Dealey, so the fact that they're together, she might be a neighbour.
She looks very like Jack Peter, and they were kind of some way connected, right? Well, I don't know if it was Trees actually. I think that's probably.
I don't know her anyway.
Yeah.
Mrs. Picker looked really well and lively and everything there, didn't she?
Yeah.
My goodness.
We've seen that.
We've seen that with Pat singing. Now, who are those
That's
men?
Tommy Kilkelly.
It's good one to Tommy there.
Well, on the far left is Paddy O'Loughlin, and next to him is Mikey Green.
That's right.
And this Tommy Kilkelly then,
and
Jack Burke behind him. Is he Nolan?
I doubt if he is. He's not one of the Nolans. He's not
from Cornbrew?
Yeah.
I don't think.
Didn't
no, I know that's
his father, no?
Oh, maybe. I didn't know him, so.
Jeez, I don't know.
Well, the next man then is from Doris.
Thomas Fahey.
And that's
Patrick Morris.
I think so.
Yeah. And the best dressed man at all of those Christmas tours, I'm sure, was Paddy O'Loughlin. Because he always had the suit.
Oh, yes.
And he always
had
the tie.
As a member of the elderly community, he was probably there.
But he came in just to be
honoured with his presence.
And this is
Tommy Kilkelly.
Tommy Kilkelly. Oh. Sure.
He'd be Paddy's father.
He would.
Yes.
Paddy and
he used to have an old saying. He used to be calling me when myself and Jimmy Connell used to be canvassing. Another wire from Dev. The wire from Dev, that's what he used to say.
I used to call my father Young Quinn.
Is that right? Yes. He was a gas man, wasn't he?
Right,
he was a very nice man, but a gas man. And Jackie and Burke, of course.
A bit unpredictable.
Is that right?
Oh, he could be.
Yeah. Tommy, my goodness.
Oh, that's Jim Nolan, Paddy Whelan.
Paddy Whelan. That's my mother.
And Pete Hines on the left.
Pete Hines on the left there. Willie Hooban.
Willie Hooban, yeah.
No.
Maisie Kane on the left.
It looks like Maisie, but it's hard to know by when you can't see her face. It's Maisie.
And that's his wife.
Whose wife?
Hooban.
Oh, Willie's wife. Oh, that's who. You're right. You're right. That's who it is.
Oh,
Did you know Willie Hooban?
I knew Willie, yeah, but I didn't know the wife.
Yeah.
I don't think.
And I don't know who's sitting beside my mother there. My mother's one of those people. I wonder if she knew you were taking the picture and looked away. She was always one of those women that didn't want to have a photograph of her taken because.
And is that in Seamount now or where? Or?
It is, yeah.
It is, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All of these are taken in Seamount.
Well, Pete Hines, when I was doing my living cert, I mean that's a long time ago now. We were living down the quay where Julian is living, and my father was just to do the hackney. And my father would be waiting up at night because he knew Pete would be calling.
Oh, yes.
You're looking for a lift.
So yes, well he'd hired my father to bring him home. So the father would be waiting up, and by say 1:45, though, let's say, well, he isn't coming tonight now. He'd go to bed, and he wouldn't be well in bed when the knock had come to the door, and we had a bath outside the door to collect water from the ceiling, and every night he came down he fell over it or fell into it, and you'd hear the struttering and muttering outside. He was grand though, Pete.
He was, but he was very fond of the drink.
Was it him who got burnt in the
fire?
Yeah, it's very sad, very, very sad.
But remember Peter Flanagan, good friends, the drinking buddies.
That's right.
But he was going to go down to the pier one night to drown himself. And Peter said, "Oh, don't." He said, "Don't go down there." He said, "It's too cold. Go home and hang yourself."
Oh my God. And Jimmy Nolan. Jimmy and maybe Pat's uncle.
Yes.
And poor old Paddy Whelan. Paddy's dead a long time too, isn't he?
I'd say 10 or 12 years, I suppose.
Oh, I say he's more.
Is he more?
Long time dead.
That's Mrs. Hines.
That's Mrs. Hines of Parkmore.
Parkmore, yeah.
Who's that lady? I don't know her now. She's a woman that I wondered who she was.
And that's Sarah Maloney.
Sarah Maloney, yeah.
Well,
none of us can register.
She's Mrs. Connors, no?
Which Mrs. Connors?
John's mother in Trout. I forget what she looked like.
God, maybe she is. No, I honestly don't know. And maybe she with Mrs. Hines.
Well, she'd be from Duras, I'd say, anyway.
She could very well be. Maybe it is Mrs. Connors. So again, we'll be calling on people that see this to tell us who she is, and I'm sure they know. Sure, Catherine would know, and John will know down there.
She looks a good bit older than the other two ladies, though. She
seems to be.
Three fine ladies. Now, here we are again.
Somebody, Maggie Madden, anyway.
Maggie, lovely photograph of her.
And this woman was up that side as well.
Yeah. This woman here, is it?
Yeah.
Because she definitely didn't want to get a photograph taken.
Maybe Pappy Quinn's mother, no?
No, I don't think so.
No.
It might be. I forget now, but she's more from mine.
And that's Mrs. Dealey again.
Mrs. Dealey. And that's Mrs. Pets. Is that Petty Kane?
Petty Kane's wife.
Pat
Kane's wife.
And she's one of the Tommy McCormick's daughter.
Oh, yes, Fiona. I was thinking. I didn't know what the connection there, but she. Oh yeah.
A young girl there. Oh gee. Oh.
Oops.
We'll go back there.
No.
That's Joe and Mary.
Joe Kane.
Dishing out the drink at the
okay.
party.
Do you remember Joe Kane?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Kane and Mary Mahan. Oh.
Martin Grady and Frank Lees. And
who's that lady? I don't know who she is.
Somebody told me recently now who she was, and I've forgotten it again.
Frank Lee used to live over near ye.
Yeah.
Over where the...
I think that photograph is already up and that somebody has identified her. She lived in Kinvara.
Did she?
She moved in from Duras and was living in the town.
Oh, she might have lived down in Ryan's. She lived down
down the hill
Oh, was she Maureen Keane from? Not it's not her.
No,
there was,
I don't think it's Keen. She lived across the road from Murphy's shop. I think she moved in there from Doors.
well, there was a Maureen Keane, and they used to live where where Maura O'Keefe lives now.
Yeah.
There was her and her husband. They moved in and they lived there, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
don't
thought
know if
somebody
it's her
else
though.
said that.
There was she was Maureen Keane. I can't remember what
That
her
wasn't the
husband's
name now that I heard.
No.
I think somebody already has that identified.
And did you know Frank Lee?
Oh, yeah.
Like
We used to go into Greens and it was always a thing of no coaching.
Yeah, from Coventry, isn't that where he was from?
Yeah.
When we were in national school, he used to walk past the school and he had a rucksack, a homemade rucksack with twines in it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wonder, was it true that he was he came from England after
After
the war,
yeah.
and he suffered from post-traumatic
Yes,
stress or
yeah.
something, and was he a chemist or something?
Yeah, apparently that's what I heard.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
I don't know, possibly heard it at the time, but he was a very good friend of the Burkes, Jack Burke.
Oh yeah, sure. He lived for his last few years up,
and he was very happy working with Mike Burke.
Yeah.
He worked in our house now at home.
Yeah, well, he was. But I think I heard that he was a chemist, but he could never. He whatever kind of post-traumatic stress he got, he wasn't able to continue on with that.
I know he used to live out in Cornroo, and my uncle Mike used to tell the story. He used to help on the land, do different days. And one of my neighbours was telling me that I think they were Tinoan for Mike or something, and that Frank used to supposedly trap rats or something and skin them, and
Big future in that.
yeah, but was saying that Mike was cooking dinner for all the ones that was out helping on the farm, and just when they were about to tuck in, Mike said, "Frank, will you tell us about the rats anyways, and how do you preserve them?" And he said everyone just suddenly their appetite left them, and Mike was left with his big pot of meat. And he was saying that he did it on purpose.
On purpose,
yeah.
Oh, there's great array of ladies.
There's Mrs. Hines on the left.
Mrs. Hines on the left.
Mrs. Keane, isn't it?
Yeah, Biddy Mac. Now, I'm nearly sure that that's Jack Burke's wife, Mary.
Okay.
She might be Michael Burke's mother.
You can't see enough for really to be sure.
No. And of course,
Maisie and Bridget Holland.
and Bridget Holland, and Maisie with the packet of cigarettes. She in her day now was one of the best characters in
She was a great laugh.
Oh, stop. She was so funny. I remember I used to drive them, all those women to Knock, my mother and all her cronies like Molly, Moog and people like that. And Maisie used to always be in it. And I remember one time we were...
it wasn't only the Glorious Mysteries, was it?
Well, we said the Mysteries were said coming down,
Okay.
go down to Knock. They did the Rosies going down. But the Rosie finished at that day after the ceremony. And when they were coming up, they were having the crack. But... with a certain person was with us that hadn't been with us before. I won't name who it is now because I don't want to cause any eruptions. But this person wanted to start up the rosary again, and Maisie soon put a stop to it. in ways that Maisie would. She wouldn't hold back on those things at all. She was a great character. I really like Maisie. Great character. Now,
but the two young girls there are both Carlos's. That's Fiona on the left, Tommy Carlos's daughter, and Kinvara. And the other girl is Carlos out the castle.
No, she's not.
That's Carol Hanlon.
Carol Hanlon.
Oh, is it?
It's very like Carol Hanlon.
Oh, that's Carol Hanlon.
That's Fiona, anyways. Yeah,
that's Fiona. Yeah. No, somebody has said came back to us on the thing on the Facebook and said that's Carol Hanlon, and it looks like Carol Hanlon, right? Now, who's that woman there? You should know that woman now.
On the right now, I don't know who she is.
That's Pete Hines' sister.
Was there
Annie Hines? Do you ever hear of Annie Hines?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Annie Hines up there in Capmore.
And was she not married or?
She was never married. No,
okay.
But she's in a lot of photographs now. She's in other photographs as well.
Yeah, I didn't know her.
Did you not? She always don't be dancing. She was a great woman for dancing, and I'm sure she was at lots of those parties. And I think the woman in there that looks like Bridget Halloran, but I'm not sure. She can't see her right.
Yeah.
And that one?
I don't know who she's.
That's Maisie.
Oh,
Maisie looking kind of askance at everything that's going on.
I don't know if it is.
It is. Yeah, that's Maisie. It's Maisie.
And this woman is from Moy.
Yeah, you know.
Is it Mal Gorman, Mal Quinn?
That's Mal Quinn. Mal
Yeah,
Gorman.
well, she's the one now that her face covered in the other photograph.
Oh,
Was
she-
it?
Yeah.
Ah, right. Okay.
Is it Sir Curtin, is it?
It
Is
is
that-
Sir
yeah.
Curtin.
With the cap on his knee.
Do you know who that is?
Oh. Who is she? No, I've not seen her, but I can't remember. who she
That's a lady called Sarah Keeley.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember Matty
yeah.
Keeley from
Oh, yeah,
Where
yeah.
Isidore Keane lives, yeah.
Where Isidore Keane
Yeah,
lives? That's
yeah.
exact. That was Sarah.
I remember we used to meet her after first mass, and she used to have a little brown paper bag of I don't know if they were bullseyes or something. But
I'm not convinced that that's Maisie Kane all the time.
I-
Those are eyebrows. She's a very black eyebrows.
think it's just that she's looking kind of up like
Yeah,
that.
but
I'd say it's Maisie. I'm nearly certain it's Maisie. But
anyway,
okay,
someone be identified.
somebody identify her maybe better than us. And Sir Curtin. God, so he was a character as well, wasn't he? How are you getting on?
It's a nice- it's a nice picture,
It is, yeah. How are you getting on, sir? Drawn to the headland.
drawn to the headlands.
That was his say, wasn't it? And those guys.
This is Paddy O'Loughlin,
yeah.
anyhow, yeah.
Yeah.
And is that?
I'd say that's Mick, is it?
That's Mick who?
Mick O'Loughlin, no? Is he his brother, no?
No. Yeah,
That
that's.
could be.
I don't think it is. Isn't that the father? He lives over in past Year House in Shankla. You know, his son lives in there now. His Mick McInerney. Is it Mick McInerney?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No,
That's Mick McInerney.
is it?
The O'Loughlin's were all big men. They were
Yeah.
all tall, big men.
Yeah, but Mick wasn't as
No,
tall.
you didn't
Mick-
see him out that much.
No.
No, look down closer at him there, and I bet you'll
It's
see.
very like Matty McInerney, actually, but he looked taller. I wouldn't say it's Mick.
You think
It's not
so?
Matty Kelly behind, but you can't see much of him either.
Yeah, you can't know. I'd swear that's McInerney.
Was it, maybe?
Yeah. I don't know which house he lives
Mick,
in.
yeah, halfway up is
um,
a thatched house on
yeah.
the left.
Yeah.
Kane and Canamada.
That's Pete Kane, yeah. And that's,
Here.
Yeah,
Oh,
Pete Kane,
okay.
Canamadra. Now, somebody responded from the radio program that it's Petty Hines. Would you know Petty Hines?
Up in Lea South.
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Did you know Petty Hines?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Would you think that's him?
Oh, and the thatched house along the straight road.
Yeah. Hmm.
And is that Jack Quinn?
Yeah, that's Jack Quinn and Mai.
Oh.
And that's your namesake?
Oh, is that?
No,
That's Frank. Isn't that Frank?
I don't know
Oh,
why.
no, it's not. Frank Naughton.
Frank Naughton, yeah.
No, I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Do you not think that's Frank? Oh,
No,
I think.
Frank was a bigger, strong.
Get down there close to that.
No, but I only met him once, and I remember getting, like, I don't know. Could be
He was a big, strong man.
Oh, that's Frank Naughton. It has to be Frank Naughton. None of you can.
Yeah, I wouldn't remember him. I
You're
would-
only a Gershuk. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
word
yeah,
really small
absolutely,
lad or
yeah.
young lad. But
Small and young.
I'd say that's Frank Naughton. But I mean, again, I'm subject to correction on it because I wouldn't know him there. So I don't know who.
So here again is?
That's Jack Quinn and Moy.
Okay.
Now, I
That's
think.
Pat and John's father.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think that somebody got back to us on the radio to say that that's who it was.
I remember him. What's that?
That about Paddy Hines now, doesn't
And somebody got back, I think, and said that was Petty Hines because I knew his face, but I couldn't put a name on him.
I remember Petty Hines, but I don't remember him that well.
What do you think, Frank? Would you more or less agree that it's Petty Hines? Or could
He
be?
looks a bit like Albert Reynolds, the politician. He looks a bit like
Yeah, that's the one thing about 35 years ago, you know, when everybody came into the Christmas party, they were all dressed up in their their Sunday best, you know.
Paddy was my godfather.
Was he?
Paddy O'Loughlin, yeah.
There's a photograph. Have you that photograph? Was in Martin Green that has it, Tom, of my aunt, John Mahoney's mother.
Oh, yeah.
A photograph taken before she went to America with the three O'Loughlins, Tom O'Loughlin and Paddy and Mick, is it?
Okay.
And there were big.
Yeah, there is
tall
a
men.
photograph in one of the books that Jeff O'Connell did of the three brothers.
Yeah.
And they're really, really long.
Big. That's why I think that's not Mick O'Loughlin. I knew Mick O'Loughlin now. That's not him. That's I'm nearly certain is this Kilkelly man, and he lived up to recently.
McInerney or
McInerney,
yeah.
and he lived up until recently.
The only thing is he looks quite elderly there, and
That might
Like,
be the
those
way.
men look younger than him, I would have thought.
That might be the
Okay.
photographer. You
Okay,
know,
yes.
the photographer.
Oh, yes,
just
yes,
show
yes,
them in the light. It's a nice photograph, though, isn't it?
You know,
And-
now I actually scan from negatives using the camera, so that's why they're not so sharp around the edges.
Ah, right. Okay. I know that's.
I think that
and
it's very like Matty
it
Kilkenny.
is, yeah. It's the
Yeah.
profile of Matty. It's definitely the profile of Matty Kilkenny.
And I'd say a free box of whiskers, anyone can identify the lad with just the shoes sticking out from the last one.
Now,
We've done
It's Tom Hines, anyways, isn't it?
Tom Hines is there.
Tommy Kilkenny.
Tommy Kilkelly. And look at it again. That's a great one of Paddy O'Loughlin now, because it shows Paddy as Paddy really was that time. The suit.
He looks very self-important.
He looks very important anyway. I'll tell you now a story. I remember one day I met him during the Crinan and Maud down the town. A big crowd of people around it. We were outside what was then the Co-op, which is down at the Euros bar. And we were talking, and across up front of Griffin's came those three very well dressed and very elegant looking men. And Paddy says to me, "Do you know them?" And I says, "God, I don't, Paddy. I don't know any of them." And when they came up to Flatty's and they saw Paddy, crossed the road straight away and embraced him and shook his hand and everything else. And one of them was a fellow called P.J. Lindsay, who was a Minister for Agriculture.
Oh, they're party people.
Back in the day, there were fellow Fine Gael people, but by God, when they saw Paddy,
Oh, wow.
they made a beeline for him.
He was an incredible character.
Yeah, he was well got, I'll tell you, in the Fine Gael circles. And then, of course, you have then the same again.
Danny Fordham.
Danny,
Skin.
Billy Mack, Mikey Green.
Right.
No,
That's Mary Green's father, is it?
No,
Oh, no.
He came up from America, didn't he?
he did, yeah.
And lived in the...
No, Mikey Green, I'll tell you who he was now. His brother and sister used to live down in where part of Alan Birmingham's house is now, beside me, where Mary Birmingham is
Oh,
living.
yeah, I've heard the name Green mentioned for that house.
Christy Green and Mary Kate. And Mikey had gone to America years ago. And I remember being out in America in 1970, because Sheila had lived in Stamford. Her uncle was in Stamford. And I knew that Mikey Green lived in Stamford. So I said to John Ford, Sheila's uncle, I said, would it be possible to go and see Mikey Green? I said, I've heard so much about this man, but I've never seen him. So he's John Ford, so she'd live up the road. And he was literally living up the road. And this is one of my great regrets now. It was in his lovely summer's evening. And I went up to the house, rang the doorbell, and Mikey's niece came out, a lady called Mary Savage. And I said who I was. And she said, "Oh, come in." She said, "They're all out the back." And I went out the back, and they were sitting all out, and they were drinking. There was about 30 people there. Every one of them from Kinvara.
Oh, wow.
Old Kinvara people. Now, had I a camera, if you know you'd have a camera and you take a picture of them, never took anything at the time. We sat down drinking for the evening. People like Minnie Halloran's sister and people like that who never came back to Kinvara.
Wow.
Oh, that's been good, right?
Yeah, so I was talking to Mikey and I persuaded him to come back. And he came back then, he flew back then for the first time he'd ever flown. And then as a result, he came back a number of times after that. And his ending wasn't that great here in Kinvara, you know. He was unhappy at the end and he went back to America. I don't know if he died in America or died here, but I think he died back in America.
He had never married.
No.
No.
But a lovely man, a lovely man.
And next to him there then is...
Who's that? You know,
That's,
you should know him.
Yeah, McMahon just drive the bus.
Yeah, Mikey McMahon.
Oh, wow.
He drove the school bus in the very early days. The first school bus from Kinvara to Gart, Mikey McMahon drove it. He used to drive a bus for CIE. And you remember he had the small shop where cost cutters are in there now. And then Jack Burke. Now, who's that man there? I know him well.
Sure, in the same way I know him, Steve, but I don't know who he is.
What the hell has happened?
If
you go back.
Who the hell is he now? He wouldn't be James Fahey's father, James McClush's father. Because he's a guy that I know, but I just can't put a name on him.
Yeah, you can't see enough of them to be sure anyway.
Yeah.
He's young looking there though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's out on that side of the parish anyway now, whether he's in Durdas or out your side, Frank. He's out that direction.
He's not that Keane guy from Matty Keane from Carnamadra, is he? I thought it kind of... Remember the guy who got drowned? No, because he looks quite young there.
I'd say if he,
Oh no, it's not.
No.
I'd say if he's at that party though, I'd say he's fairly.
Oh yeah, okay.
He was already. I'd say he had passed on at that
Already,
stage.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Which can oh Matty? Oh no, that's not Matty. No. Matty
Yeah,
Cuckoo.
curly hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember Matty Cuckoo?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
this is the dance. No, it's can we recognise?
That's Tommy Fahey and Crusoe there on the left, and that's
Where? This guy?
yeah,
Is that Tommy?
yeah, and
That's Tom Donlan.
Tom Donnelly, and this woman here is
Oh,
Paddy
Mrs.
Costello's
Paddy
wife.
Costello's wife. That's
And
right.
that's
Yeah.
Ellie Fahey there.
Oh, that's
his wife.
Tommy Fahey's wife.
And
This is Bridget Costello, is it?
That's Mrs. Costello from
Costello,
Knocknashtown. Yeah.
And the woman sitting down, she's from Tours as well.
Yeah. Who was that lady now?
Is she not the Keen woman, right? Or no, what's her name? Is she Mrs. Shaughnessy right behind Pat Kane's house in Knocknish, no?
She's down that.
She
she's
could be now.
She's
Could
still
definitely-
alive, you know.
Yeah.
She's
And that's Toddy Byrne said dancing with one of the
One of the McMahons. Just Toddy always has the young women, you know. going around. And Tiffy is one of the young ones going around with him dancing. Yeah. And
who be this here? I wonder.
Oh, he's Shaughnessy.
Is
Yeah,
it
Mary
a
Shaughnessy's
baby.
son.
Oh, Mary's son. That must be Brendan. Gosh.
Cullum is Ginger? The rest of them weren't.
Is it
He
Cullum?
seems to
Maybe
be
it's Cullum so.
Ginger, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't recognise any of them from the back.
Those here then.
And that's one of the McMahon's there too with Joe Byrne.
Oh, it is, yeah.
This is Joe Byrne here, is it?
Yeah. The red and white scarf.
I can't see the rest of them
And
clearly
that's
enough.
Joe Quilty and his wife.
Oh, it is Joe
Yeah.
Quilty, that's right, Joe Quilty and the wife. And they're obviously having a good...
And
Tom Mahan.
That's Hoban again, dance with probably Mrs. Hines.
That's Tom Mahan, isn't it, Munguia? I don't know who he's dancing with there. Good Lord.
That's Mrs. Kelly here again.
It is. Mrs. Kelly up in Carmore.
Oh, okay.
Yes, lovely.
Wow.
A lovely picture. And there's
Francie.
Tom Donlan and
Tom Donlan and Francie. And that's Sheila's father,
that's right.
Okay.
Paddy Ford. Who's that under there? And there's somebody else with the face covered. Not wanting to be in your photograph, Tom, the way you were intimidating them there with the photograph. And Francie.
She wasn't shy about being
Francie
photographed.
wasn't shy about being photographed, and she's making a grimace there. I don't know who the woman is now that they're talking to. God, Tom Donlan was in his health there as well.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
an array of nuns.
And the Ravens. I would know.
That's Leo Finn's son, the little lad.
Yeah, Alan.
wow.
Alan Finn. Do you know Alan? Now that was that at the
I'd say it's just gone in.
1978? Was
Yeah,
that,
it
was that
was,
the convent?
Yeah.
Oh, but this one it was 100 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what year were the houses? They're built there, isn't that Convent Park behind? So it's like they were. What year were they built?
I don't know. Well, they were, you're right, yeah, they're there.
They must have been built in the 70s, were they? 1970s?
It must have been.
They were built by O'Connor's, weren't they? O'Connor's and Tubber. Enda, was it Enda or Jamie? Yeah, the O'Connor.
I don't know what year it was though.
Yeah, I'd say sometime in the 1970s. But that's Alan Finn. Apparently they have a photograph of it in the
Oh,
house.
they have, yeah.
Wow.
The nuns are easily identifiable there now.
I just don't know them, but they're easy to identify, yeah. No, I think we're at the end of that particular section. So let me just see if there's another.